Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG that we know and love as Fifi La Pew Pew. You might know it's a leFhy, a leaf blower, or even a leHeffer. This one is located on the southwest spawn of Glacier, and it's under the command of ProvoBob of 1A of B. Quite a mouthful, that one. Okay, one of. Now, the Fifi, it's actually a German Arty, but it's actually in the game as a French Arty. I know Wargaming got rather confused about that. They needed something French to introduce the French national tech tree when they introduced it to the game way back, a long time, many years ago. I can't remember which year it was, but it was certainly a long time ago. And of course, all that they had available was the Fifi. And even though it was a German Arty, oh, fantastic! What a first shot! He got a penetration on the M5A1 Stuart with his first round, and he's trying to get the second one in there as well. Okay, it's a 105mm light field howitzer of German design, mounted on top of a Shure B1. And yes, it was a German Arty. They made 16 of them in total, and we don't know what happened to them. We've no idea where they were used, but we know that none of them survived. We've got photos of them, but we've no idea how they performed. Now, with the 105mm, it's capable of doing 410 alpha, 53mm of penetration, and 1.91 meters on the burst radius. But the best thing about it is the reload speed. It's very, very fast indeed. 8.92 seconds. And with those sort of figures on reload, yes, it can actually pester the enemy and take them out of the game very quickly if they're not careful. That guy thinks he's safe, hiding on that corner. Yeah, he's soon learning that it's not. In fact, he's down to just 2 hit points now. So even a slight nudge would be enough to take him out of the game. Now, it is a very, very effective little Arty. In fact, some people think it's too effective, too OP indeed. And many people have called for it to be taken out of the game, but Wargaming can't take it out of the game, really. Well, not really, unless they want to actually get sued, and they would get sued for removing or changing the characteristics of something that they've sold and then altering it, because that would be bait and switch. And yes, they might find that they would lose any court battle, and so which is one of the reasons why they don't tend to alter the characteristics of this vehicle, but they do alter the characteristics of certain other vehicles in the game. There's only 2 premium SPGs in the game, the Sexton one and the Fifi. Trying to dial in. Oh, we got a kill! He's taken out the Panzer IV Aslains H. He's now trying to kill the Excelsior, but he's managed to get Arty safe by getting underneath the end of the carrier. All we can do for the moment is keep pumping those rounds in on the enemy tanks as they present themselves. He gets a lovely hit there for 182 on the Matilda, but it's not stopping them from pushing, and they've got the KV-1. The next shot just misses the Matilda. ProvoBob's well used to actually playing with his Fifi. Many replays actually in it. In fact, actually, I think if you look under his playlist, because he actually does have a playlist, then you'll probably find quite a few really interesting games. He's got the Excelsior, he's tracked him. The next shot goes in, resets the track. He's got 5 hit points from a splash. The next shell should hit him. It doesn't. RNG says no. And that means that Excelsior will probably fix his tracks now and move off from that position. Yes, he has moved. Okay, the Excelsior's got into cover, but not enough cover. He's still exposed. Rounds out. Oh, he was very lucky there. RNG said no again. And even the Panzer III Aslains J has now exposed himself. Why do these guys keep pushing, and when they do, they leave a gap for the Arty to fire at them. And he actually hit the Panzer Die Ausführung J there and tracked the Excelsior. Next round, kills the Excelsior outright. Meanwhile, the B1's trying to come around the other side. The score is 5-all at the moment, but we are expending a lot of ammo, and although we are getting damage and got 2 kills, the rest of the enemy team is still out there. Oh! Now that's interesting. He probably hit the B1 there because there was no explosion. Okay, nothing in sight. He's blind firing now. I think he ought to be careful now and stop firing until he has a clear target. Yep, they are deliberately hiding from him. They know to stay Arty safe, they've got to hug the wall until they drop off the screens. You don't want to get spotted either, because if you do, then more than likely you're going to receive more fire. The AT2 is coming up from the other side, which is going to force them to move. They either have to face the AT2's gun, or they have to face his. So ProvoBob's going to try and put a round onto the AMX ELC. He's dialing in as fast as he can. I'm afraid the AT2 did go down to the ELC in the end. I suspect he was probably using the 90mm, or maybe, was it? No, it was the 75mm, I'm wrong. Well, we're 1 up on the enemy now. That Cruiser Mark IV is still there. He thinks he's Arty safe. Rounds out. Just behind him. He goes down. There are a number of targets over here we can fire at. The Su-85. Our M10's managed to get behind their Stug, but he still gets taken out. And he's killed by the Stug Ausführung B. We're firing blind now. That AMX ELC is very close to us. Just on the rise. Difficult to get a shell down there because he's in defilade. We can't see him, but our teammates can. Okay. Oh, there he is. There's a Panzer IV Ausführung H. In fact, it's the Anku one, the Japanese one. Dialing in. Get it tight. Rounds out. Got a kill.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Yes, when it's tight and accurate, this thing is lethal to the enemy. Okay, he's trying to draw that Panzer Die out into the enemy Arty's fire. The enemy Arty is a griller in this game. There's still only 1 up. We're still only 1 up on the enemy. Oh, the Su-85 is coming to kill. Now, can we get a kill shot? Our guy's in the way. Oh, he still managed to get the shell in there. But we did get spotted just as we fired. And that's going to draw the enemy Arty fire. So we need to change position. Otherwise, we're going to be killed outright by the next shell that comes to this direction. You know, he's backing up because he doesn't want to turn around. He wants to be facing the enemy at all times. There's the griller. He did have to get closer because this thing is a short-range Arty. Oh! And he's gone, which means now there's only 2 enemy left. The Stug Die Ausführung B and the AMX ELC. And we both know they're very close to our location. And there's the Stug. He's just suddenly appeared. We've got a shot. Oh! It went over the top of his engine. And he's just killed the Panzer Die. So we've got to get a shot on target. That one killed him. Now it's just the AMX ELC now. Both our guys are capping at the other end. So if the AMX tries to stay around to kill us, then he's going to miss out on getting a reset and getting a defender medal up the other end of the map. I suspect that's where he's gone right now. Well, we're going to find out very shortly because they're about to complete the cap. I think they've left it too late. Yep. Oh, we got a reset. He did get a reset on one of them. Very close shooting. The ELC's a one-shot, so any one of those guys gets a round on him, he's going to be toast. In the meantime, we're dropping rounds on him. Oh, they did get a shot, and they capped out as well. Here's the end of battle results from the first replay, and that was a second-class tanker for ProvoBob in the 105 leFH18B2. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. In fact, he got 5 in the end, just one short of getting a top gun and 1/3 of the enemy team. If he had killed the AMX ELC, that would have been his 6th kill, but sadly he wasn't able to get it. The 5th kill, though, was fairly satisfying because he did nuke that Stug Die Ausführung B right in the side with his second shot at the guy. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 14 in that one. And he also got a win rate of 4,639, which is Super Unicum standard. He said, Fifi on Glacier, 5 kills, topped all 3 in team. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage in the game was ProvoBob, but he didn't get the high caliber because it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. He managed 1,654 hit points. Second highest was the Shure FT with 1,333. And the third highest was the Panzer IV Ausführung H Anju on the enemy team with 1,011. So all the players who managed to get over 1,000 were still less than he was. When it came to kills, he got the highest number of those. 5 kills went to ProvoBob, 3 kills went to the AT2 on his team and the B1 on the enemy team, and 2 kills went to the Shure FT and the Panzer IV Ausführung H Anju on the enemy team, their Stug 3 and their AMX CLC Biz. And when it came to base XP, yep, he got that too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 871 went to ProvoBob, 675 went to the Panzer KV, I should say, actually, because it is the premium version, the German version of the KV1. And 667 went to the Panzer IV. He fired 43 rounds in that game, so he only had 7 rounds left at the end. He got 9 direct hits on the enemy and 2 penetrating shots and 15 splash. Well, we saw one of those penetrating shots right at the start of the game. That was the first shot he fired, the M5A1 Stuart, and it actually penetrated him as he was going up the ramp. 378 hit points from that one shot alone. A low roll, but it was a very, very good roll to start with. The other tank that he actually penetrated in this one, I'm looking through the list, may have been the Anju. Let's have a look. The Panzer Ausführung H Anju. There we go. No, it wasn't that one. So was it the other Anju? Yes, the other Panzer IV Ausführung H. Yep, it was that one. That was the one he actually penetrated. So, going back to details, 1,654, all of it, not all of it, no, 1,528 at more than 300 meters. The close one must have been the Su-85, who was trying to kill our tank, because he actually managed to get a shell in fairly close and missed his teammate altogether, got the damage. 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, 115 hit points of damage assistance. Even on a free-to-play account, he earned a profit of 21,267 credits, and he also took away 4,587 experience points out of that one after completing a mission. So the first replay ends in the second class, a fighter and a bruiser. Let's see what the second replay ends up with. The second replay is by spaceweasal, and it's actually one of those warm-up games. So he's playing against bots. Yes, I know. It sounds like it might be easy, but it's not that easy after all. You can see that spaceweasal's got a reload time of 7.85 seconds, which is reasonably fast. It does get faster. You can get a faster reload. Depends on what equipment you're actually using. Okay, we're on Malinovka, as you can see, north spawn. Knocking down a tree is normally not advisable because, of course, it does give the enemy a clue as to where you are. And although I've seen quite a few players actually use this inlet to actually shoot from, because it does have it's low, so the enemy can't see you, but the enemy Arty can possibly work out where you are, and that's a bit of a problem. Okay, you can see this A20 gone down to that corner. Remember, all of these are bots, which means that they sometimes actually choose to use premium ammo straight away, right from the very start. Now he's firing an awful lot of ammunition at a target he can't see. And the leopard was actually in the bush. A lot of people use that bush for spotting. And so it's actually much better if you are firing at anything in this corner, just to see if somebody's in the bush. Well, that shot actually did splash the leopard. But again, he's wasting a lot of ammo, and it's virtually maximum range. Fires one at the bush. Nope, not getting anything. There's a lot of action going up at the top of the hill as well, on targets that he can't see. He can see. There we go. He's decided it's probably better to shoot up here. Now he's being careful not to blast too many rounds away straight away. He did fire one round straight at the start, but it was way off target. The thing about the PP is you need to let that reticule dial in. A lot of players think, oh well, I can easily fire one because it loads so quickly. But you haven't got that many rounds to start with, only 50 rounds. Some Arty do have a lot more than that. Some of the lower tier Arty, such as the Birch gun, have so many rounds that you could keep firing the entire game and never run out. Right from the very start. Well, that one just missed the 3001H. He's trying to lead the target as well. And you notice how the reticule is not fully dialing in whilst he's doing that. That's because he's constantly adjusting the gun, so the aim can't settle. Ideally, what you try to do is pick a spot ahead of the tank's target, ahead of the tank's track, rather, and then dial in on that spot, and then the shells should hit the target once he moves through the spot. Now he's lost sight of all the tanks that are up the hill as well. I get the feeling he might need to move closer to the enemy. He's doing it now. He's actually aiming at the spot ahead of target, but that guy moved a little quicker than he thought. Ah, that's better. He got a hit there. Okay, the leopard has parked himself, well, in such a way that he can be hit, but he needs to fully dial in before he can get the shot. Yes, because that happens. Otherwise, he hits the roof. Skoda T24, fast medium, so he needs to, yes, he needs to dial in quickly, but he didn't dial in quickly enough. He's on a down slope, that guy, as well, which means he's faster. But he stopped suddenly because he's a bot, and bots do unpredictable things. That's better. Okay, the VK is the more predictable one at the moment because he's on a straight track, and he tracked him. Okay, that's Striv M42's stationary. And he's got that one too. So 2 kills now. One of the bots has killed one of the enemy bots as well. He's kind of running short on ammo now. He's decided not to shoot because he needs to conserve his ammo. Again, he moved the aim and fired virtually immediately before it was fully dialed in, and of course the shot was not accurate. Now he's fully dialed in. Now let it settle before you shoot. Rounds out. That's better.
Critical hit.
And the target's taking damage. Can we get another hit? No, RNG said no there, but let it dial in. That's better.
Critical hit.
You see how much of a difference it makes just letting it settle on the target before you shoot. And another kill.
Destroyed.
He's now running very short on ammunition. Only 15 rounds left of the HE. Gets a hit with his first round, but let it settle. The guy wasn't tracked. He's still there, but he's firing at somebody else. So he's trying to stay steady to aim. That was a penetrating shot, and the next target goes down. So he's now aiming for that A20 he saw earlier in the game. Oh, that's a penetrating shot as well. Now he fired snap there as it wasn't fully dialed in, and as a result it missed. Nope, hit the rock. He's assuming the A20 is still there. The A20 had actually moved elsewhere, as you can see. He just came out of the wood to the left. Now we're going for the chappie. Only 4 enemies left, and he's down to 8 HE rounds left. I think part of his problem is he's too far away from the enemy. He needs to get closer. The long flight time between our firing and the shell arriving means the enemy has a chance to move away. You can see up on the near the reticule, the top left corner, it actually says 3.2 seconds. That's how long it takes for the shell to arrive, and the enemy tank can move away whilst you're waiting for it to arrive, and means you're less accurate. If you move closer to the enemy, then they don't have so much time to move away, and they're much easier to hit. Only 2 enemies remaining. Only 5 HE rounds left. Well, that 25 TP is now out of range. The reticule's been completely flattened, so he has to move close to the enemy if he wants to get a shot. But the guy turns the corner and goes into the lake. Now, he wasn't fully dialed in there. And the shell misses. Now, the Covenanter was seen on this side of the map. His firing blinded it. Oh, and he suddenly appeared. Got 3 rounds left. Well, the Covenanter stopped, but he's actually still within range. And that wasn't fully 100% accurate, but if we can get it dialed in, just short. Well, the Covenant has decided to try and make a run, and yep, he's gone down. Meaning there's only 1 enemy left. It's the 25 TP. We go back to him. He's got 4 hit points, and he's gone down, and that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle results, and despite getting a huge amount of credits out of that practice game, and a fairly good win 8 of 5,375, spaceweasal did almost run out of ammunition, which proves that I think he needs a little practice about getting closer to the enemy, and also how he actually dials in on enemy targets. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I could say he could do a lot better, actually, if he were to let it fully dial in before he fires. If we look at team score on this one, well, it shows that he managed to get 2,009 hit points of damage, picked up 3 kills, and 869 base XP out of it. So, yes, there was no other. The bots don't record anything, so even though they did get kills, I'm afraid it doesn't show. But if we look at the detail report, we can see he fired all but one of his shells, 49 of them. 11 direct hits on the enemy, 4 penetrating shots, and 13 splash. 2,009 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. I think that may have been part of the problem. He was just too far away from the enemy. 7 direct hits on the enemy, or 7 enemies damaged, I should say. 3 kills, 184 hit points of damage assistance. Now, he did earn 119,274 credits, getting an 80,000 mission completion credits from that as well, and 30 bonds for a mission achievement, and 3,129 experience points out of it as well. But I think the key thing to take away from this battle is that you need to practice on getting that aim fully dialed in to try and hit targets that are in sight instead of blind shot where you think the enemy might be on the ground, unless you're absolutely certain that there might be there. In actual fact, to hold on to your ammo until you can actually get a perfect shot on the enemy. Trying to get closer, I know a lot of Arty players, they don't want to get close to the enemy because they feel unsafe. But in a game like this with bots, the bots are not likely to actually make their way over to the cap area. So to our side of the battlefield, unless of course your teammates get wiped out. And therefore you could actually get closer to the enemy to get more accurate shots. So that might have been helpful. But as I say, it's more down to the fact you've got to let it dial in order to get really accurate hits on the enemy. And if they're a long way away, there's a good chance the enemy tank might move. If it's been hit once, it might move, and then obviously you have to dial in all over again. Hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.